I spent a week doing some weird stuff becoming a Walmart seller for their marketplace, and I made about $350 in 3 days. The title says a week, but it was really 3 days. 1 week just sounds better. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about the weird stuff that I had to do to start my Walmart account and how it's not as easy as it sounds or what other people are telling you. I heard a lot of stuff and talked to multiple VAs, almost got my account shut down practicing what I had heard other people talk about, and I escaped that, and we're gonna be talking about that too, so that you can avoid it. And because using retail dropshipping is almost a guaranteed way to get your account shut down, later in the video, we're gonna be talking about transitioning to WFS, which is like Amazon's FBA, but at a really low cost that's really approachable for anybody. Because guess what? If you're using Walmart's fulfillment service, you can't really get shut down because you're playing by the rules. One of the first things people wonder about is Walmart banning people or shutting their accounts down, which happens left and right. I've even been working with a couple of clients to try to get their accounts reinstated, and they have everything by the book that Walmart requires. I've watched multiple videos, listened to all the influencers talk about it, and no matter what, these people check all the boxes and still get their account shut down. I've done appeals after appeals for these clients, can't get their accounts back. So that's why I want to let you know there's some information out there and some myths that aren't really true that you need to know about. One of which, you can't use a Gmail account for your account. Well, guess what? I used a Gmail account. My account got approved after like 1 or 2 appeals, I can't remember. And I have a client who's using an actual website email address that's not another email provider, can't get it reinstated. I didn't have Amazon seller experience. I submitted no seller experience at all. This person actually has seller experience. I have another client that has like actual eBay, Amazon, and Facebook seller experience. Walmart won't accept any of it. Even though they're a legitimate seller, they have an aged LLC and all those things. So there are ways around it, but you need to know that just because you have all these things doesn't mean that you are going to make it. And it's hard enough to get your account approved. You have to have the aged LLC and seller proof and all that kind of stuff. And if you have those things and then you plan on dropshipping retail, don't. If you do that and you get your account shut down, you're screwed. Because I don't know if you've ever gotten an Amazon account shut down, but once you get one shut down and you try to open up another because you messed up and you're like, oh, I'll just try again, you get shut down immediately and faster the next time. Because now they kind of know, I don't know if it's like your IP address or whatever the hell, that's what people say. You need to avoid the littlest stuff to get your account shut down, and I almost had it happen. So let's avoid that together. Retail dropshipping, if you're gonna be using Amazon, Walmart, Overstock, like any sort of retail dropshipping will get your account shut down and waste all the effort and all the money that you put into starting your Walmart account in the first place. I hired a VA to get my account going after it sat dormant for a few months, and they almost got my account shut down because they were retail dropshipping, which I was fine with. I let them try it, but they messed up my shipping settings. And by that, I mean, they set it to where if somebody made an order, I had to ship it out that day. They were like, I'm an expert, and didn't do that. They got booted out. I got another actual team in that has experience doing this. They fixed everything right away, navigated the issues and corrected them, which was really nice because we were already kind of messed up, and set me on a path doing some weird stuff myself so that we could get the account with some sales. And those sales alone, just the retail dropshipping part, generated $350 in 3 days. Actually, it was about 500, maybe 450. 500 is an exaggeration. 400 or 450, but we had a cancellation and I had a return because one of the products from the original VA that I hired, I had to find it was like the special thing, and I had to find a special supplier that wasn't one of the main ones, shipped it to this person's house, and it was like $100 worth of inventory, and it was the wrong item that was sent. It was like a weird flavor, a creamer or something like that. Almost did me dirty, almost got my account shut down, but we finagled it. So my first VA got me 2 orders, and both of those orders were sketchy because I had to go to this random website, order something that I've never ordered before, and it got to the clients and the customers, and it was the wrong item. And I had one person actually complain and want to do a return. The other person must have just said F it and dealt with it, which I'm glad because it was double the amount than the previous order. But the one that wanted to do a return, I called personally and I was like, hey, I'm with Walmart, which was a complete lie. I'm with Walmart and I just wanted to see, what is it that you received over there? And he told me, explained the issue, and I buddied up with him on the phone. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna handle this for you, blah, blah, blah. Ended up submitting like a credit card thing because they wouldn't let me do a return on my end from the actual, retailer. So got it reimbursed on my credit card, did all that, and just told the client, you can keep it, don't worry. That thing handled, but I purposely delayed it because we were getting other orders and I didn't want that one return out of the only 2 orders I had to ruin my percentage. So I let him kind of sit in limbo and told him I was working on it, helping him so that we could get some other sales in, which we did, and that's where all the money came from. Then I let the return happen, and then my percentage of return rate was okay. I kind of like messed with the system a little bit. But the truth is, if you're gonna be retail drop shipping, you can't just simply paste tracking numbers. I think one of the worst things is using TrackTaco for this specific type of drop shipping, because what happens with fake tracking numbers in Walmart is even if you get a real tracking number, you don't really want to give it to Walmart until it's been scanned in to the post office like 1 or 2 times. Because if you give them the tracking number as soon as it's given to you, but it hasn't been scanned, then when Walmart goes to read it to see if anything's happening, it won't register that anything has happened. It'll just be like, well, you gave me a tracking number that has no tracking. And it will actually create an issue in your account. And I haven't done it, so I don't know exactly what it does, but the VAs that are working with me inform me that it literally gets account shut down all the time just from people prematurely putting in real tracking numbers, let alone fake ones. Because when you use TrackTaco fake tracking numbers for this sort of drop shipping, they don't get scanned. Like that tracking number, if you've ever looked them up, they don't even say a real address. They say like a city and a state, and that's the only information they give you. Well, that's because they're not actually tracking the actual item. It's just a tracking number version or something. I don't really know the details behind it. All I know is that when Walmart goes to run its diagnostic on that tracking number, whatever the hell you call it, it comes back as an error, and then Walmart's like, hey, something's fishy going on. And they'll just shut your account down and just you'll be screwed at that point. So retail drop shipping doesn't really work. And it's not as simple as just listing an item with or without a software and then just entering the tracking number they give you. Doesn't work that way. So what we had to do is I'm just gonna let you in on this. We actually drop shipped from Walmart to Walmart. No, none of this 2-step drop shipping stuff that everybody's like, you gotta do 2-step. No, you don't. What 2-step drop shipping is, typically you order it from somewhere, you ship it to yourself, and then you remail it back out, which is just, that's dumb to me, even though it does work and people make a lot of money doing it. That's just, I'm too lazy for that. Which you could argue the thing I'm about to tell you next is not any easier. So we will buy something from Walmart.com, which is really easy, right? Like we were buying items that were $2 or $3, and that's how much they cost. But drop shipping them on Walmart as a seller for $13, $12, something around there, and getting insane profit, right? One of the items I actually had to go pick up in a Walmart store and ship it myself from the post office for about the cost that we sold it for. I think even lost $1 or $2. And that was so that we could just get something in the system because we had no actual orders go through. So we did that to kind of prime the system a little bit. You could argue that we didn't need to do that, but the guys that I'm working with assured me that we did. I don't know. Next, when we had other dropshipping items, instead of me going and get them, we would actually dropship them from Walmart. We'd order them on Walmart at the cheap cost and send them to the customer. But then, because you can't just use the Walmart tracking number that Walmart gives you to put into a Walmart item that you sold on the seller side, what we then had to do was either use Home Depot gift cards and buy like a little $1 item so that we could ship it to ourselves, and I'm gonna show you what exactly we tried to do. So what we did was we bought stuff from Home Depot. We bought this little guy right here. It's like a paint sponge and came in a Home Depot box, but it gave us a tracking number that I can now give to Walmart because that tracking number is not already in Walmart's system, and it lets us cheat the system that way. It's very similar to the thank you card method that we used to use on Facebook dropshipping back when we all started doing that. I had a gift card with like $200 some on it, and it just wasn't working on no matter what. We were using VPSs and having people log in. We were trying to do all this crap that didn't end up working. So what they did instead was I told them like, why don't you just send free stuff from the postal service, because I can order boxes for free and they send it to my house from the USPS store. Well, they were like, huh, and they wanted to try that out. Instead, they sent like $1 gift card. So it was not a gift card like what you'd use to buy, but like a card that you write in or whatever. And they sent that to the client instead and used the tracking number for that from the post office. And that's how we got around the tracking number problem for like 13 orders or so that we sent. I think it was 12 orders actually. We sent those tracking numbers out, got the payouts. I've got $350 some, whatever was on the thumbnail, sitting in my Hyper Wallet account, which is what Walmart pays me out for. And it only cost me like $150, maybe less. I haven't calculated all the profit yet to actually get all that stuff, including the cards and all the tracking number things. So that was really cool. Next, because we sat there, I was like, you know what, this kind of sucks. The retail thing's just too iffy, which the people I was working with warned me ahead of time. They're like, dude, you need to not do the retail stuff. Don't do it. It's not worth it. If you get your accounts shut down, you're done. So I was like, dang, no, guys, I really want to start this from nothing. I don't want to spend any money. I want to do it from the nothing so that I can show my viewers how it works. And they're like, fine, but just know it comes with risks. So we did that, got a little bit of money, and then I used the profit to then turn around and start WFS, which is like Amazon's FBA, but for Walmart. But what I love about that is whenever you hear about FBA, they're like, yeah, start with $2,000, $5,000 and ship a bunch of stuff to a warehouse and you'll just be good after that. It's not very simple, but they act like it is. With Walmart, it really is, especially when you got guys handling it for you. I was like, the max I can do is $200. And they're like, done. And they sent me 3 items. I had to go around to different Walmarts in town and buy those items. I did mobile pickups. I think I went to 4 or 5 different Walmarts and did about 6 or 7 different mobile pickup orders because some of them have max quantities. I needed to buy like 40 of one item, but you can only do a mobile pickup for like 6 at a time. So I had to do like 6 here, 6 there, 6 there, 6 there. And it was a whole thing. I did it over like 3 days just because I had to do it in my free time. I actually had to pack it up myself and the guys provided me because they were handling the Walmart side. Walmart gives you like a deal on shipping. So it only costs $30 to ship like 150 pounds worth of stuff in 3 different boxes out to Walmart's fulfillment center, which is pretty cool. And now my items are in there ready and they only cost me like $2 per unit, even after shipping and box cost and everything like that. But we're going to be selling them for like $11 a piece. So it's like insane profit. And Walmart handles everything. When I get an order, Walmart handles shipping it out. They handle returns if any of that happens. I don't really have to do anything after that for just that little bit of work up front. And now we're looking into suppliers to actually spend like, okay, they've got other clients where stuff's selling and we can kind of product research here and there, buy $200 next time I get another $200 profit and then reinvest that and have it grow. So that's something that I'm doing, and I'm going to be putting together a course, which I'll have some free videos, of course, like this to show you everything, but there's going to be a paid course. And the reason there's always a paid course is because you can look back on my Facebook dropshipping videos, and to be honest, you'll find people in the comments being like, this didn't work, I tried this, blah, 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 crying about everything. But you know who doesn't act that way? Anybody who actually bought my course. Because when you buy into it, you just take it more seriously, you actually try, and I've never had one complaint over somebody taking my course, coming to me saying that it didn't work for them. So that's why I'm making an actual course where you can dedicate a lot of time, really concise information. And it's not YouTube videos that I keep seeing all over where they leave out important information because they want it to be more appealing to you. So that's one thing that I'm working on. I'll keep posting content here. I'll keep you updated. I'm going to show you every step of the way. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already so that you can keep on tabs with my actual results, my realistic results. I'm not going to be inflating anything for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.